There is a place beyond the surface of the world, but there is also a place beyond ordinary stages, a realm lit by pastel spotlights and echoing with laughter that feels like both armor and confession. In that space, masks are shining armor. Applause is both validation and medicine, and every echo on the boards is a heartbeat you can't ignore. Wait, it's more than a place, it's a stage. It's a stage where joy can be fragile, manufactured, and yet deeply necessary. Because sometimes the only way to hold back grief is to build something dazzling in front of it, where the line between performance and survival blurs, and every act, every punchline, every squeak of a prop carries the weight of a silent promise. The show must go on, and so will we. It is in that perfect moment when the curtain moves, the lights shine brightly, and all your worries are replaced by the exciting feeling of what could happen. That true theatrical alchemy happens. A group of four that exists precisely in that shimmer that turns remnants of a forgotten theme park into their own pulsing heart. They are the stars of the stage. They are a group that performs emotions, that brings a sense of wonder back to life. The stage isn't just a place to perform, it's so much more than that. It's like a shelter, a kind of lab where they experiment with feelings, a battlefield where they fight for joy, and in the end, it's a lifeline, something that keeps them going. Because behind all the smiles, the confetti, and the amazing tricks, each one of these four performers is carrying their own invisible burdens. The Prince presents Wonderland Showtime from Hatsune Miku's Project SEKAI. Wonderland Showtime is the big heart, big spectacle troupe that performs at the Wonder stage inside the Phoenix Wonderland theme park. In the real world, that park belongs to the Otori family. In the stories present, it's underused, a little faded, and in need of a reason to smile again. Wonderland Showtime starts as four part-timers taking a chance on a forgotten stage. It becomes a promise to make people happy, loudly, earnestly, every single day. Inside the Wonderland Sekai, you find singing flowers, living toys, and a carnival sense of possibility. There, Miku appears as a sort of court jester, with a cat-like demeanor, and Kaito as an elegant actor, both riding the wave of the group's contagious energy, believing the show must go on. Each unit of Project SEKAI grapples with some version of the question, who am I when I'm honest? Wonderland Showtime's performances are like this radical act of kindness. They are all about making people smile, but it's not just about being funny or entertaining. By doing that, they also learn to take themselves seriously, to see the real value in what they do. The vibe kind of balances out the other groups. While other groups' message might be heavier or more dramatic, Wonderland Showtime brings this lighter, warmer tone. But even though they are more cheerful, they still have real emotional growth. It's not shallow or simple, they just show that joy and kindness can be powerful too. Now, let's meet the stars. Tenma Tsukasa, the star who shines the brightest. Tsukasa Tenma is the self-proclaimed future star of the world. Tsukasa burst onto the scene with a brain full of spotlights, loud, confident, a little reckless. One day he watched a play that left a lasting impression on him. He was transformed. From then on, he declared he would become the world's greatest star. That vow defined him. Every choice, every gesture, Even the exaggerated way he speaks is his attempt to live as though he's already on stage. He deeply adores his younger sister Saki and continues to carry himself with the same proud confidence, whether dazzling an audience or simply sweeping the stage. By the time the story begins, he's a high schooler bursting with confidence, sometimes to the point of absurdity.
天かけるペガサスと書き天魔、世界を司ると書き司、その名も天魔司、スターになるべく生まれた男。
He auditions at Phoenix Wonderland convinced he will seize the spotlight and fails miserably. That's his first real crack. The realization that charisma alone doesn't guarantee results. The turnaround begins when Emu Otori recruits him despite his audition flop. For the first time, he's not being asked to dominate a stage, but to help build on. At this stage, Tsukasa's flow is also his fuel. Tsukasa can rally a crowd and improvise under pressure. His boundless drive gets him noticed, but it also blinds him. He wants to be the star so badly that he forgets a show is built by many hands. He tends to act like he's the only one who matters on stage, which means he doesn't always pay attention to the contributions, ideas, or feelings of his teammates. His obsession with stardom often makes him overlook the importance of listening to others. Working alongside Nene and Rui, Tsukasa has to confront his own rough edges. Nene calls out his overbearing pace. Rui forces him to think about direction and design, and Emu insists that joy matters as much as perfection. That's his coming of age, the leap from self-centered dreamer to dependable captain who still shines, because he helps everyone else shine too. Tsukasa's growth is marked by how he shifts from solo dreamer to ensemble leader. He becomes a star that shines the brightest when he's lifting others with him. Over time, he learns that true greatness isn't about being the sole center of attention, but about bringing out the best in those around him. What makes Tsukasa's journey so moving is his sincerity. His belief in his own potential isn't simply ego, it is determination born from the struggles of his past and the promise he made to himself to never give up on the stage. He embodies the spirit of perseverance, reminding us that the pursuit of a dream, no matter how ridiculous it may seem, is itself a noble act. In the Wonderlands Showtime, it is no accident this Sekai feels like a stage set. It is literally shaped by Tsukasa's feeling about performance and joy. The clowns, the props, the rhythm of a show. This world is his goal made visible, then shared with his friends until it belongs to all of them. Tenma Tsukasa embodies the troops' promise, not just to dream big, but to do the hard, daily work that makes those dreams possible. Emu Otori, the heartbeat of joy. Emu is Phoenix Wonderland royalty. Her family runs the park on the walking burst of confetti. She loves shows because her late grandfather did. Saving the Wonder stage is how she keeps his dream alive. For her, the park is sacred ground, her grandfather's dream of a place where everyone could smile. When she realized the Wonder stage has gone quiet and the park's future looks bleak, she refuses to let it fade away. When she watches Tsukasa fail in audition, she doesn't see failure, she sees a future co-star. She sees someone who could share her vision of reviving the stage. She recruits him, then posing Nene and Rui, and the four improvise their first steps as a troupe. Emu carries both weight and the joy of continuing that heritage. She believes in the power of entertainment to create happiness in others, and for her, every laugh and smile from an audience member is worth any effort. Her boundless energy and positivity serve as the glue that holds the units together, uplifting her teammates whenever they face doubts. Emu's optimism is a superpower, but at first, it is also a shield. She tries to smile through tension and bottle up her fears about the stage being shut down, about her brother's plans to modernize the park for profit, about living up to her grandfather's legacy. At first, she tries to face this challenge armed only with her boundless joy. She beams, she encourages, she hides her anxieties, yet cracks down. There are moments she almost buckles under pressure, moments where her smile feels like armor rather than truth. Her growth is learning that real smiles are earned with honesty. She begins by articulating her desires, resisting the corporate logic that threatens to steamroll wonder, and even inviting the entire park, including other troops, into Wonderland performances. Her approach transcends mere cheerfulness. It is a deliberate effort to create a space where joy is allowed to prevail. But Emu's development lies in the recognition that pure optimism, while powerful, isn't always enough. There are times when her cheerful front hides her own insecurities, particularly her fear of being left behind or not being taken seriously.
M、そんなに夢が見たけりゃ一人で見てろ。これ以上俺たちを巻き込むな。
とこんな時間が続いたらいいなって。ダメだな。もう決めたのに。
Throughout the group's journey, Emu learns to balance her endless cheer with vulnerability, allowing her friends to see her struggles as well. This honesty strengthens her role as the emotional anchor of the unit. When Wonderland Showtime grows stronger, it's because Emu is no longer just dragging them forward with optimism, she's anchoring them with a deeper conviction. Emu is the troupe's heart. She sets the mission. Let's make everyone smile. But more than that, she shows what it costs and why it matters. Without her, Tsukasa's ambition would have no direction. Rui's genius, no stage, and Nene's courage, no reason to emerge. Emu turns a group of misfits into a family with a purpose. Nene Kusanagi, a voice too big to hide. Nene Kusanagi's story begins in the shadows of her own talent. From a young age, she was recognized as an extraordinary singer. Clear, powerful, perfect suited for musicals. But with that gift came paralyzing stage fright. The pressure to meet expectations made her fear mistakes so much that she couldn't perform in front of people. Her solution was clever but telling. She built Nene Robo, a robot proxy Rui engineered for her, that would go on stage while she sang safely from off stage. The world got her voice, but never her presence. Nene Kusanagi is, in many ways, the quiet counterbalance to Tsukasa and Emu's flamboyance. Nene is Rui's next-door neighbor and childhood friend, razor-witted, blunt, and blessed with a crystalline musical theater voice. For much of her life, Nene has struggled with self-confidence and the fear of being judged. While she dreams of performing, her anxiety often holds her back from stepping into the spotlight. Nene's early flaw is perfectionism as self-protection. She'd rather not show up than risk imperfection. Joining Wonderland Showtime doesn't erase the fear overnight, but it creates an environment where she's not mocked for her anxiety. She's supported. Tsukasa insists her voice is essential. Emu cheers her every step, and Rui designs tech that eases her transition. Little by little, Nene begins to test herself, speaking on stage, appearing beside Nene Robo rather than behind it, finally daring to face the crowd as herself. Joining Wonderland Showtime challenges her to face her fears directly, as the unit tries on flashy performances and bold expressions. In this environment, Nene learns not only to rely on her teammates, but also to embrace her own talent as something worth sharing. Her singing becomes a core pillar of the unit's performances, demonstrating that vulnerability can be transformed into strength when nurtured by friendship and support. Her growth is not about conquering fear once, it's about deciding again and again to stand in the light despite it, by keeping Nene Robo as a chosen stage partner rather than a crutch. Nene reframes her weakness into creativity. She becomes proof that vulnerability can fuel artistry rather than ruin it. One of the most beautiful aspects of Nene's development is her relationship with Rui. Rui's trust in her abilities and his willingness to create a special mechanical puppet stage for her, allowing her to express herself in unique ways. This symbolizes how friendship can unlock new forms of self-expression. Gradually, Nene finds her own rhythm, discovering joy not just in performing for others, but also in sharing her authentic self with those who care about her. Her journey resonates deeply with anyone who has ever felt invisible or unheard. Nene marries to Wonderland because she represents what's at stake, the courage to be seen. She reminds the troupe and the audience, yes, us, me and you, that joy on stage is only real when it comes from authenticity. Her breakthroughs are victories for everyone, because they show that even the quietest, most hesitant voice has a place in the spotlight. Rui Kamishiro, the outcast genius who learns to belong. Rui Kamishiro's childhood was shaped by brilliance and rejection. From a young age, he displayed an unusual talent for invention, creating machines, puppets, and theatrical gadgets that most kids couldn't dream of. But adults often saw his eccentricity as troubling rather than promising. Teachers called him disruptive, peers didn't understand him, and his passion for experimentation marked him as weird. His only refuge was in creativity itself. When Rui encounters Wonderlands Showtime, he finds a stage where his imagination is mocked but welcomed. At first, he approaches the troupe like a scientist in a lab, designing props, directing scenes, constructing grand illusions, and elaborate stage devices that push Wonderland Showtime performances into the realm of the extraordinary. His flaw is isolation, and his arc is centered on belonging. For much of his life, Rui has been isolated, unable to find a place where his eccentricities are accepted. Rui prefers to fix problems alone, assuming no one else can understand his methods. That makes him dazzling, but also frustrating. He risks leaving teammates behind in his pursuit of a spectacle. Wonderland Showtime offers him the first true space where he can create freely without ridicule. They all balance Rui's intensity, making him realize that his weirdness is not something to be hidden, but something that elevates the unit to new highs. Behind his confident exterior lies a fear of rejection, and his most heartfelt moments come when he begins to trust his teammates enough to reveal this side of himself. His bond with Nene in particular illustrates how two very different kinds of insecurity, hers rooted in shyness, his in eccentricity, can find harmony through mutual trust. Tsukasa forces him to explain his vision. Nene demands that he consider her limits, and Emu ensures that the inventions serve an audience other than Rui's ego. Slowly, he trades secrecy for collaboration. He discovers joy not just in building, but in seeing his friends bring his creations to life. He turns imagination into reality. His machines let Nene sing without panic. His sets give Emu's dreams a stage. His direction turns Tsukasa's star power into choreography. But beyond the mechanics, Rui shows what happens when an outsider finally finds acceptance. His genius blooms, and with it, the troupe shows reach heights no one thought possible. Rui embodies the idea that creativity isn't meant to be contained. His mechanical marvels are more than stage tricks, they are extensions of his dream to create joy, proving that artistry in any form is a bridge between souls. When laughter heals. Individually, each member of this group undergoes powerful growth. Collectively, they form a unit whose synergy lies in their differences. Tsukasa's ambition, Emu's optimism, Nene's quiet strength, and Rui's eccentric brilliance blend into a troupe that is chaotic, colorful, and unforgettable. Tsukasa teaches us that ambition is not arrogance when it arises from someone who nearly surrendered their dreams to defeat. Emu shows that hope is not innocence, but the will to keep believing even when the world erodes you. Nene reminds us that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the sound of your voice trembling as it carries hope. Rui proves that creativity brilliance is not ashes of ego, but the gift that builds a stage others can stand on. Tsukasa brings direction and momentum. Emu brings purpose and heart. Nene brings craft and control. And Rui brings invention and scale. When any one of them overreaches, the show stumbles. When they read each other well, the stage becomes a machine for joy. That interdependence is the real coming of age. They learn adulthood as an ensemble piece. All of this is a coming of age through the light. When I see Wonderland Showtime, I think of ourselves being in the paradise, living our lives at the triumphant level, searching for our dreams. Live your golden time, flourish your best moment till it turns into memories, because these days may soon be ending. One day, the curtain will fall on the familiar stage, and each of them will step into a different light. The dream is to move is to change, and change always asks for a gentle kind of goodbye. Each member of Wonderland Showtime carries a dream that cannot fit within the borders of a single stage. Nene will chase her glittering lights of Broadway, where her voice can reach the farthest rows of the grandest theaters. Rui will journey to Arkland, searching for new wonders to build, worlds that can breathe life into imagination itself. Tsukasa, the ever-burning star, will wander across stages and cities, chasing the horizon until he finds what the world's greatest star truly means. And Emu, bright as the sunrise, will one day return to Phoenix Wonderland, her grandfather's dream, her own stage, to protect it, renew it, and make it bloom once more. Their troop was always a phase of transition, a place of learning, laughter, and trial. Its beauty lies in that fleetingness. Even if their dreams cannot all be fulfilled together, the memories they forged, the lessons they carried, and the courage they give each other will follow them wherever they go. And when the world feels too wide or too lonely, they will always have that promise to meet again under pastel spotlights, somewhere in the laughter of the clown's amusement park. Because that is what Wonderland Showtime truly is. Not just a troupe, but a heartbeat that taught them how to keep shining even when they stand apart. And in the quiet that follows the applause, Emu Otori remains the heart of it all. She's the one who reminds them, and us, that joy isn't fragile if it's shared, that dreams can endure distance, and that the world itself can become a stage if you carry wonder within you. Even when her friends depart, Emu keeps smiling, not out of denial, but out of acceptance. She understands that love and growth can coexist with loss. Her promise is simple and radiant. She will keep walking forward, keep protecting the dream, keep smiling for the sake of everyone who ever believed in the magic of a show. And so, when the curtain closes on these 4 shining stars, we know it's only so it can rise again, somewhere else. Their coming of age is not the end of a show, it's the moment they learn how to take the stage of the world. But those who live will always remember the promise. After all, Emu will be waiting for them. They will always find the way back home, back to the Wonder stage. When you peel back the glitter on the jokes, what remains is an unlikely family, a reminder that maybe happiness is something you build, piece by piece, rehearsal by rehearsal, until the stage stands again. This is more than showmanship. It reminds us that happy isn't lightweight. It can be forged, and if it can, so can we. Life is a journey of spectacle, as we are right now on stage performing our moves. 4 members with different dreams came together to help each other get there. Even though a parting is near to come, the final destiny must be an ultimate re-encounter. They are indeed the stars of this stage. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. I am the Prince. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. I don't just talk about Project SEKAI, I talk about whatever the wind takes me to, no matter the medium, games, anime, manga. If you'd like to join me on this adventure, you are more than welcome. And with that, just like the Wonderland stage, it's time for me to close my curtains. With that, I will close the curtains and the showdown.